Hey guys, this is Jamie. So today I wanted to talk about, I guess, ignorance. And if I'm a bit slow today, it's because it's actually really cold. Right now, winter finally hit us, I guess. And I've just been going through a lot of personal depression and stuff. So I'm a bit all over the place. So when it comes to ignorance and specifically different cases that I'll be looking at today, I really sort of dislike uh, cultural lack of awareness, and it's something that has bothered me probably when I started properly finding out about music, and then like as I grew up, more political stuff as well, which I'll also be talking about today. But in general, I never really understood people's pride and being ignorant. Like, on one hand, if someone is ignorant and they try to appear that they're not and they're trying to do a point, obviously it's much more, not problematic, but troublesome. But at the same time, I feel like we need to be more aware of our history. And yeah, so like I remember growing up, people would really brag about like not reading books or like not enjoying older music, and in general, we still have that. But I do feel like it's something I never understood specifically about books, being a massive reader throughout probably most of my life. And I have had periods where I couldn't read due to depression and other causes. But in general, I do say that I'm a reader, I guess. So yeah. So I do find it like there's nothing wrong if, I guess, if you don't enjoy books or if you don't enjoy a certain medium of art. But when it comes to bragging outright that you're cooler for not liking a certain medium, that's where I find it weird. So yeah, and all of this is brought to the fact that I was watching an interview about the upcoming Priscilla movie, Priscilla Presley, really, and I really enjoy Sofia Coppola's movies. Not all of them, obviously, but Lost in Translation was a big movie when I was growing up, and I really enjoyed Marie Antoinette when I was growing up. The Bling Ring was really good, so stuff like that. But in general, sort of, I've been trying to rewatch Lost in Translation for quite a while, but it just kind of falls out of my hands when I mention movies I think I need to watch. Regardless, so I'm really looking forward to the movie, and I came across an interview with Jacob Elordi. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name. Who played one of the main creeps in Euphoria, and that's kind of sort of like I stereotype casted him in, or stereotyped him in my head. And he was giving an interview saying that he did not know who Elvis Presley was, and said that he only knew who Elvis Presley was from the cameo references Lilo and Stitch, and that felt so weird to me because I didn't even remember that cameo, and I really enjoyed Lilo and Stitch when I was a kid, so that felt really weird to me. And and then that just really caught me sort of thinking like, why don't people know Elvis? This is such a weird take. Like just like you knew Michael Jackson, you know Elvis in my head. And I do understand that maybe I sort of have this thing that when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends who listened to the same music as I did. And to me, finding people who were into rock music as I was, or into sort of less popular rock bands was already enough. And it just felt weird to hear that. And I'm really trying not to sound like a boomer, but it's really weird that people just forget certain historical figures. Um, I don't know, like, I understand that you don't have to, like, I don't know, um, name every Smiths album for all I care or know who Christ, I'm even thinking. But I mean, there's people claiming that they don't know who Nirvana are, these days. So that kind of really makes me feel weird. And I do understand that maybe maybe I'm just very into music, or obviously I'm older than the youth these days. Like I'm gonna be 30 soon. But it still feels really weird. And in general, I never understood sort of generational lack of awareness of history. And I guess because of the whole Ukrainian war, kind of seeing people who I knew sort of grew up into saying that they don't care about history, they don't care about the Soviet history, they don't care about history of the world, and then see also like people who are not of Soviet descent and etc. sort of take these really weird takes on the Soviet Union, and obviously there are takes that I don't understand on on European countries, on Asian countries, and obviously there's still a lot of things for me to learn. There's a lot of things for everyone to learn. Not, I don't think anyone knows the the proper history of every country, but I still feel like you need to have this awareness to properly not exist, but to be in a sort of balance with understanding what's going on. And people don't have that. So if we can't have someone who's like 23 or something know who Elvis Presley is, how am I supposed to believe that that generation knows anything about current conflicts or the history behind current conflicts? And I know this is like a wild pipeline for me to say, but if someone can't bother with that, what hope do we have? Or like people say stuff like Beyonce is the best performer ever, and someone can say something like, I don't know, like I prefer Madonna's sort of back in the day when she was a bit more provocative, um, even stuff like that, or I don't know, talking about Tina Turner as a powerhouse. There's just different references everywhere, and I feel like people really don't care about them or get them. And I do understand that there are certain references. Like, again, maybe I went too deep with the Smiths, maybe. But it does feel weird that people don't know things, and obviously things that I feel are obvious won't be obvious to others who might be more well versed. Like hell, like you can be watching Drag Race for all I care and not understand RuPaul's references, and at the same time, they're not gonna understand like basic David Bowie references. So it's really interesting if to look at it. So what people consider relevant, but I still feel like there needs to be some sort of base that people need to understand. And right now, when we have conflicts, like the obviously Russia-Ukraine war isn't as discussed these days And I do really feel like uh, I do want to be more well versed in Israel Palestine conflict. Like, it's not something I studied in much depth for me to talk about, and I feel like the voices should be amplified of people who understand it better, people who are there, reporters, people who understands, who have a tie to that. I really feel like it's not my place to speak about it, but at the same time, I feel weird that I haven't spoken on it because I usually discuss what's going on in the world, but it's usually topics that I am aware of, or I can give a more deep insight than someone else, like about trans issues, LGBT stuff. So yeah, and I just feel like we all need to strive to understand problems in history much further than we are doing right now. Like, I still try to read articles. I ask my partner, who's very into journalism, to explain what's going on in Israel, like to go deeper into understanding Hamas and Palestine, to dividing them, to understand what was happening, what's going on. Israel is all shades of fucked up, and what they're doing is absolutely unspeakable. But neither should we supporting. We should be supporting Hamas. And there's a lot of discussions. There's a lot of very outspoken celebrities who feel like just because they're Jewish, they need to support Israel, which is something I do not understand. And I do feel like even people who are tied into it, or who have like ancestors who might understand history more than like I do, just blindly believe in their side without calling it out, or like the side they think they should be sort of supporting. And I do understand that the bias comes, but you need to understand what's going on, really. So yeah, I kind of went off. So what I really wanted to say was that every situation is difficult, and you need to understand what's going on. And even then, like, I do understand that I am very wary of making sure that I don't misspeak something on the current situation. And I really research, try to understand before I speak about a certain cause. But I feel like everyone should be holding themselves to that. And I'm not saying my way of preparing a post or a video is the right one. I just really think that people need to be more aware of what's happening, be more aware of different opinions, and understand what is actually going on. And it's really weird, but it really starts from simple things as apparently not caring who Elvis Presley is. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm sorry if it was a bit of a wild ride. Like I said, I haven't had the best week when it comes to depression. Um, so yeah, it's been quite tough. So I'm really trying to be okay. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please feel free to share. That obviously helps. Please feel free to follow. I'm sorry for, I guess, moving around the chair today. Please give it a like. If you enjoy my videos, consider giving me a coffee. It's cold, it's winter time. Thank you very much for watching, and I don't know, be aware, don't be stupid. Thanks.